What I wanted to share with you guys is a couple of people, they're not clear on exactly what I meant. First of all, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to be very clear because if I were looking for information on how to lose fat or how to lose weight or get to my goal weight, I would want some clear, concise information as well. Well, what I've done personally worked for me, and it's worked for a few other people as well. And I just wanted to share that so that it can be very clear. What I do is a low carb. It could be considered keto, but I'm not strictly keto. I just do low carb meals, and it's been working for me. I was able to lose 15 pounds in 3 weeks, and I've gotten down 20 pounds altogether. So it's been about 5 weeks. And I've seen some people that I've shared this information with lose even more than that because they implement some other things too, like they exercise every day or 3 to 4 times a week. I do not. They do a lot longer intermittent fasting window where their eating window is shorter. I do 14 to 15 hours intermittent fasting, or up to 16 hours most of the time of the intermittent fasting. I have an 8-hour window to eat. I only eat 2 meals a day. And in that 2 meals, I do not snack in between. Now, this is when I'm losing the most weight without exercise. My personal, experience with doing this. I ate 2 meals a day. I made sure it was low in carbs because you can figure out how many carbs that you want to keep in your or intake on a daily. And you can find that out by using certain apps. I can also give some information on what those apps are that you can calculate what your macros should be or how many carbs that you can intake on a daily. And like I was saying about some of these people that have lost a lot more weight than what I've lost quicker or more weight in a shorter period of time. Like I said, 20 pounds for me in 5 weeks. For them, I've noticed that some people have lost 30 pounds in 4 weeks. So like in a month time, they lost 30 pounds. And so a couple of them has said that they've lost 10 more pounds. So anywhere from 30 to 40 pounds in a 5-week period. That is a lot. I don't do exercises like 3 to 4 times a week like they do. Like I said, their eating window is shorter than mine. I do an 8-hour eating window, and theirs maybe about 6 hours. And also, another thing that they do that I do not do, and that is they do a calorie deficit. I've tried that before, and I kind of beat myself up a little bit more because I'm already cutting carbs. I feel like if I cut the calories as well, I got 2 things or maybe 3 things I'm looking at. I'm looking at how many carbs I'm taking in. I'm looking at, did I go over my calories? And sometimes that made me feel a little like overwhelmed. But when I did do all 3 of those things, the intermittent fasting with the low carb intake and also the calorie deficit, I did lose the most weight. But again, if that's something I want to do, like increase how much weight I'm losing on a weekly, then yes, I would definitely implement calorie deficit. Like say for instance, to maintain a certain weight for certain people at a certain weight, I can show you how to do that as well. You can calculate. You can find a calculator online. It's free. You can calculate, just plug in all your information, and it'll give you the information of how much you are supposed to eat to maintain the weight you're at, if you want to lose weight or if you want to gain weight. So it can calculate that for you. So that is free. You can find it online. But I would be more than happy to do a tutorial step-by-step on where to find one of those. But it's mini online, free. that you can use. But I can do a video, like I said, on that, how to find that and how to use that particular app online to figure those out for you. To me, this is very simple. I don't try to complicate anything by having all these different things. Yes, I do have some apps that's just only so that I can look back at certain weeks where I lost the most weight. What was I doing in that week? So I have an app that keeps up with, it's called My Net Diary, and it keeps up with the food, and it's so magnificent. I love the app. And it keeps up with the macros, like my carb intake, my protein intake, my fat intake. I love that app because it really breaks down what it is, and you can type in any foods on there. You can scan your packages, and it can tell you exactly how much of something you ate, as long as you know what portion of that food you ate. That makes it easy for me to see exactly how many carbs I have left in a day, considering how many carbs I said I want to intake for that day, if that makes sense. And another app I use is for my scales. It's a smart scale. It's the Arbo Leaf app. And I get on there, and it basically tells you your body mass index. It tells you a lot of information. Just look up smart scale, and you can see exactly what it is and what it's good for. And those are two apps that I basically love during the time that I'm losing body fat. And I call it body fat because I'm interested in keeping my healthy weight and muscle. I don't want to lose muscle, because sometimes when you lose weight too fast, you can lose muscle. And there are things you can do that can prevent or slow down the deterioration of muscle loss while you're losing weight or fat. I decided to say I'm losing fat because that's what I'm mostly interested in. Losing fat, maintaining muscle while I lose weight, which is the scale is going down, but in favor of me maintaining my muscle and losing fat. So basically, I love it for this journey, those two apps, and it helps me out. It helps keep me on track. And what else would I say? Oh, my scale. I have a scale, and pretty much now I know how to eyeball it. But I did use it for about a month or so in the past, where I just measured my protein on there. I measured the vegetables. Like if you want to be more specific of how many vegetables you're taking in, how much your protein weigh, because on this particular low carb diet, I do have a high protein, low carb eating style. Sometimes I just eat however many proteins I can get in. I don't try to force myself or overwhelm myself, because this is not going to be fun or long lasting if I consider myself strict, and I don't want that. I don't want to be restricted from anything. I still enjoy a lot of my favorite foods. I just know portion control is the main thing, and staying within the carbs that I have for my intake for that day. And so the scale that I have is it weighs the food. Like, say for instance, if I want to see how much a chicken breast weighs, how much I'm taking in, like 6 to 8 ounces per meal. Like I said, I eat 2 meals a day. So I'll weigh to make sure it's a 6 ounce or whatever I'm going for, 7 or 8, or sometimes 4 or 5. It just depends on what I have, what I'm in the mood for, or how big my appetite is. Sometimes my appetite is not that big, and so I would just weigh that, and it can tell you like 6 ounces or what have you of cooked protein or meat or fish. What else? But basically, this is what I do. And like I said, this is my personal experience with my weight loss, and I'm just willing to share what I've done. I can't speak for anyone else.